Hi guys, Chapter 4, Section 4 video here for you. So topic 4.4. Today's essential question is how can I solve an inequality involving distributive property? So distributive property may or may not be something new to you. I'm not sure how familiar you are, so we're going to get into what is that. So here's distributive property. Distributive property is when we have a parenthesis problem. 2 parenthesis x minus 5 is a distributive property situation. What it means is 2 times x minus 5. Now there's a couple ways we can think about this. We could put the little multiplied dot in the middle there so we remember it. That kind of helps me sometimes remember that we're timesing. We could visually think of this as a picture of a rectangle. Some people really like to see it first. So if it's 2 times x minus 5, that's like 2 and x minus 5 is the length and the width. And we're timesing them together. Remember how you find the area of a rectangle, you multiply it? So what I'm going to do is split this down the middle, and I'm going to do 2 times x is 2x, and I'm going to do 2 times negative 5 is a negative 10. And there's our answer, 2x and a negative 10. That's a visual way of showing this, but a lot of people do distributive property without drawing the picture. Instead, they just use these little arrows to show that, hey, we got to multiply 2 times the x and 2 times the 5. 2 times x minus 2 times 5. Oh, okay, well that's 2x minus 10. So our answer is 2x minus 10, and that's kind of our algebra strategy of doing it. Both ways work really great. The reason I'm showing you all this distributive property is because it's going to show up in some of our problem solving that we need to do today. So example 1, let's give this a try. Solve and graph the solution. Here is our problem. 3 parentheses x minus 2 is greater than or equal to negative 18. So I see parentheses and I'm like, oh, it's distributive property. And I also see parentheses and I'm like, okay, well, I just got to do 3 times 2 and 3 times x. That's 3 times x minus 3 times 2. Oh, well, that's going to be easy. On the other side, it's just negative 18 still. So I have 3x minus 6 is greater than or equal to negative 18. And now it's a two-step problem I can solve. I'm going to add the 6 to the other side. Let's see, negative 18 plus 6. That's what we need to do. Well, the 3x will be there. Negative 18 plus 6 would be negative 12. And then I got to divide the 3 away. Get rid of the 3. Now 12 divided by 3 is going to be 4. But since it's negative 12, it'll be a negative 4. Do I need to flip my sign? No, I didn't divide by, I just divided by 3. It wasn't a negative 3. So I don't need to flip my sign. I got an answer. X is greater than or equal to negative 4. I just got to put it on my number line. So put negative 4 on a number line, and then put some numbers around it, like 3, 2, 1, and 5, and 6. And you can go farther with it if you want. But it's X is greater than or equal to negative 4. So greater than or equal to means we're going to shade to the right, and we're going to fill it in solid because of the equal sign. And there's our solution. Okay, so let's try another example. Example 2. Let's solve for x. Negative 7 parentheses, x plus 3, is less than or equal to 28. Again, it's a parenthesis problem. I see distributive properties. So I'm going to put a line down the middle, and I'm going to imagine taking that negative 7 and multiplying it to everything in the parenthesis. So we're going to do negative 7 times x, and negative 7 times 3, which is negative 21. So we get minus 7x minus 21 is less than or equal to 28. Then we add the 21 over. We get the negative 7x by itself. 28 plus 21, that's going to be 49. And then to get rid of the negative 7, we got to divide it away. So x is going to be all alone now. Less than or equal to 49 divided by negative 7. Let's see, 49 divided by 7 is 7, but it would have to be a negative 7. And there you go. Now that's not my final solution this time because it's a flip the sign problem. We just divided by negative 7, which means we got to remember that in our head. Like anytime we divide by a negative, flip that sign. So x is greater than or equal to negative 7 is going to be our solution. Now put it on a number line real quick and we are done and we would have our level 4. So here's my number line. Negative 7's got to be on the number line. That's important. So you can put like 6, 5, 4, 3, and you could do like 8, 9, 10. You get some numbers kind of around it. And then we're going to circle -7. Let's see, x is greater than -7, so to the right, all the greater than values, and it's equal, so it's got to be solid. And there it is. There's our solution. Okay, it's your turn. I'm going to give you something to try here. 2 questions, an A and a B, and your job is to solve and graph on a number line. So for the first one, you get 2 parentheses, k minus 5 is less than 6. Right now, hit the pause button on your device and go ahead and try this. All right, let's check your solution and see how you're doing here. So you've got a parenthesis problem, which means distributive property. You're going to multiply the 2 times the 5 to get 10, and 2 times the k. So you're going to have 2k minus 10 is less than 6. Then you add the 10 to the other side. 6 plus 10 is going to give you 16. You're going to have 2k is less than 16, and you divide the 2 away. So k is going to be less than 16 divided by 2, which is 8. Now on a number line, if it's less than 8, you're shading to the left, and you've got an empty hole on 8. And that's it. There's our solution and our number line. So how did you do? How was your distributive property skills? Did you make any mistakes? All right, well, let's try B here. Another one. We're going to solve for n. Again, hit the pause button. Go ahead and do it yourself. All right, let's check your solution on this one. If you're getting both of these right, then you can feel really good about your distributive skills. So line down the middle, we're going to multiply -4 times 10. It's kind of like a minus 10. And we're going to multiply -4 times n. That means we're going to have a minus 4n, but we're going to have a plus 40 because -4 times minus 10, that's 2 negatives. They match up to a positive 40 is less than 32. So we're going to take the 40 to the other side. 32 take away 40 is -8. So a -4n is less than -8. Now divide that -4 away and get rid of it. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and a negative is a match, so it's a positive 2, but we got to flip the sign. N is greater than positive 2. Flip the sign because we're dividing by -4. So n is greater than 2 is going to be an empty hole in your number line shaded to the right. How'd you do on that one? Did you get the same solution as me? Did you remember to flip the sign? Okay, well, let's talk about example 3. So this one's going to be a little more complicated. Check this one out. We're going to solve for y. 8y minus 3 is greater than 4, parentheses, 2y plus 3. Okay, well, let's go through this one. Well, there's a lot of things we could do, but the distributive property is what I like to do first. So I'm going to do 4 times 2y and 4 times 3. 4 times 2y is 8y, and 4 times 3 is 12. So we have 8y plus 12, and I still have 8y minus 3 on the other side. Now let's get the y's together. So I'm going to move one of the 8y's over and take it away. Here's where this problem gets weird. If you take 8y minus 8y, you get 0 y's. They go away. So all I have left is -3 is greater than 12. Is -3 greater than 12? No, it's not, is it? So this is kind of a special case. The y is completely gone. So if I said, well, what does y equal? It's totally gone in this problem. You're going to say, well, that's because there's no solution. It's not possible to have an answer for y. Y is equal to no solution. So that kind of makes this a special case. When the variable disappears from the problem, and you get something weird, like -3 is greater than 12, and you're like, that's not even true. -3 is not greater than 12. That must mean there's no answer for y. There's no solution. Okay guys, so thanks for watching this video. I hope you followed along with some of that distributive property, and I will see you in the next video.